Logan, you're launching today, and people are going to find out more about this through email and online at aclj.org. It's going to be a brand new channel for kids to really tell history which is almost being rewritten right now in schools across the country, to tell the history of the country in a fun way.
There's a lot that's going on in terms of specifically U.S. history, and we wanted to create something that was fun and memorable, not just for kids, but honestly for adults too, but it's aimed at elementary school age kids primarily. However, just like a lot of us still, remember Schoolhouse Rock, and remember a lot of us still sing, we the people in order to form a perfect union. You always still sing that because those are the kind of things we think that need to exist, and we're also going to meet kids where they are.
Tell people it's going to walk kids through
Absolutely. It'll be really engaging and really fun, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a very important fact-driven information. So there are videos that are going to come out that are going to be, biographies on the founding fathers. There's going to be fun songs, but they're all going to be wrapped in a way that kids will want to watch it regardless of the educational content.
I'm going to talk to the parents and grandparents here, and that is this. Look, there is a concerted effort, and it's real, to not only rewrite history, but maybe not even teach history in American public schools. On top of that, as you know, Jordan and Logan initiated that help for students. And I think Jordan was on 1,850 families.
Yeah, it's about that number now. I mean, they're still coming in every single day.
Every day I spoke to Skip Ash, one of our senior attorneys yesterday, and he said these case stories are heartbreaking of kids that are not getting needs. But so what we're trying to do with our resources is advocate for your kids by teaching them the real story of American history in a way that they can relate.
We are working on creating content that not only is going to help replace the content that your schools may not be teaching right now, it may also be an option just to help supplement and to even make that even easier and more fun way to remember not just U.S. history. That will be the primary focus, U.S. history, but also the faith of the founding fathers and some of the other elements that we're going to tie in.
This is an opportunity yet again for us to provide resources and tools for parents to take control of their own education. And I'll tell you this, I think it's right in line with where we've been for a decade. We want to take the power out of Washington, D.C. We want to turn it over to parents. And then, Jay, we don't want to abandon them. We want to give them resources by which they can teach real history lessons. And I think that's what this does.
Also, people are asking about, what about the negatives that come from American history? Look, we're going to age-appropriately touch on all topics. So we're not just going to glance over things. Now, we're going to go into deep, dark things that happen for a 7-year-old?
No.
Probably not. But, we will address it as appropriate for age-appropriate content. We're trying to also humanize, in some ways, these legends that you think of. And I think that will also help in softening the blow that these people were not necessarily, unfallible people, and find human connection points. There's one that we're talking about specifically. I'll spoil a little bit of it. Why not? There's one about George Washington. There's a fun fact that George Washington he loved dance. He loved to dance. If you look at it, Mount Vernon has a whole thing about George Washington loved to dance. Well, that's great, because you know what kids love to do? Dance. So we're going to connect that and tell you the real history and the story behind it. But you know what? We're giving kids tangible things to make these people human beings and show that they had good and bad, but also that they were humans. These aren't just fictional characters. Because the further and further we get away from it, the more they become myths.
First, you have to have a basis of U.S. history. If you have no basis, you can't get into the tough parts. You can't get into the darker parts. There has to be a basis of learning it so that you can then add on to that basis the cons, the negatives, the kind of nuances to history that none of these people are perfect, of course.
The initial one will be on YouTube as well as on our website. Like you said, baldbeagle.com. The YouTube channel's already there. So just search for Bald Beagle or just find it directly through. You can subscribe right through the website. We did feel like it was important. This isn't you signing up for another Netflix or signing up for another, different streaming service. Now, some of that content may end up on some of those ones, but the content will always initially be in a location where it is free and available. Hi, I'm Logan Sekulow. Right now, your kids are stuck at home trying to learn online, and the ACLJ is here to help. We believe the great and sometimes complicated history of our nation is too important to let anyone overlook. Not because of a pandemic, and certainly not because of someone's political agenda. But there are people out there right now, even political leaders, that have called to abolish history classes. They want to erase American history from classrooms and from textbooks. And that's why now, more than ever, we need to be honest and educate our kids on who founded this country, how government works, and what, even as a kid, they can do to protect it. You see, creating engaging and entertaining content for kids is one of my passions. I've been blessed to work with the biggest players in the industry, including Disney and Nickelodeon, but there's a glaring hole in that space. A channel that shares the same principles that you want to instill in our next generation. That's why we came up with this exciting new project that will offer fun and educational video content that you can share with your children and grandchildren. It's a brand new channel from your friends at the ACLJ. We call it Bald Beagle.
Bald Beagle.
I know it's fun to say, and yes, our logo is a half bald eagle, half beagle, but it'll be even more fun to watch. Bald Beagle will have your children's interest at heart with great content that at times will feel over the top and ridiculous, but it's actually very serious business. Bald Beagle's initial launch will be on YouTube. We believe our content needs to be available to kids where they are. And if your kids are anything like mine, that's YouTube. You have a unique opportunity to be part of this revolutionary endeavor.
Did somebody say revolutionary?
As you can see, we're busy here at the studio, but our goal at Bald Beagle is to produce high-quality educational content from a source you know and trust, the ACLJ creative team. It can be used as a supplement to what your kids' schools are offering them, for homeschooling, or as just a safe entertainment space where you as a parent can relax. The quality of Bald Beagle content will compete with the top players of cable TV, streaming services, and other YouTube content being produced by, well, who even knows?
I'll never unsee that.
To do that, we have to be constantly creating and releasing exciting new videos on the Bald Beagle channel. And the truth is, that kind of production schedule requires resources.
Logan said release the horses!
No, resources!
Race horses!
No, resources! We'll get this handled. Your generous support makes it possible to teach and inspire your kids and grandkids for years to come, all while filling your home with smiles, singing, and laughter. And what more could you really ask for? George Washington once referred to kids
as the future guardians of the liberties of this country.
Right, and we at the ACLJ and Bald Beagle believe we must provide an option now to raise those future guardians.
I like the sound of that.
Me too. If you believe in this mission and want your kids and grandkids to benefit from an educational entertainment platform that honors the same core values you do, help us launch Bald Beagle. Visit baldbeagle.com today.